they booed me out of the stadium. And it was just such a slap in the face. They can say it's part of the act to kind of try to save face to everybody else, but it's not an act. I'm going out there, I'm doing whatever the hell I want, and they can explain it away however they want, but fuck them.
The new SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey now wants to rename the SmackDown Women's Championship. She wants to take the word women's out of it. So she now wants the SmackDown Women's Championship to now be named just the SmackDown Championship. I don't think that's what Triple H and the guys are going to do. I don't think that's what WWE is going to do. I really hope that's not what they're going to do. But this is coming from, at least I'm getting this from Ringside News. Let's go down here to see exactly what really prompted Ronda Rousey to even make this statement to begin with. Ronda Rousey is most definitely one of the most well-known names to make her way from the world of combat sports to professional wrestling. She continues to improve and is now more comfortable with her current role as well. Since losing the SmackDown Women's Championship to Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey has engaged in a bitter feud with Morgan. Fans also became tired of Liv Morgan by that time. Now, before I move on, I do want to say this. Were fans tired of Liv Morgan by the time it got to Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey at Extreme Rules? Yes. But on a personal note, at least to me, when I sat down last week and I actually watched that Extreme Rules match between Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey, it actually made a fan out of me with Liv Morgan. Now, I'm not a Liv Morgan, stan or anything. Like, I'm not going to, Liv, every time she comes out. Nothing like that. But I will say, Liv Morgan held her own in that match. She held her own. To me, it was an entertaining match. I know some people thought that it was boring. I thought it was actually entertaining. Liv Morgan actually showed me a little bit more of her repertoire in that match. And to be honest, I enjoyed it. We needed that. We definitely needed that result. We needed the title back on Ronda Rousey, or at least off of Liv. Now, am I going to stand here and say Ronda Rousey is, now that the SmackDown Women's Championship is back on Ronda Rousey, I'm not going to shit on Ronda Rousey being champion? No, to me, it's just a little bit better. It's just one little small step above Liv Morgan being SmackDown Women's Champion. But Ronda Rousey is not much better in the ring or on the mic. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. While speaking on her Ronda on the Road series on YouTube, Rousey made her feelings clear about calling titles for females the Women's Championship. Now, this is where the problem looms, okay? This is where the problem looms. She goes on to say, I don't want to say women in the title anymore. And I think they are kind of resistant to taking it out. So then I was like, can I just not have to say it? So then that's kind of where it's at.
I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you people. Fuck all you guys.
Now, I know they tried to do this experiment a couple years ago with NXT. I remember when, I believe specifically, when Rhea Ripley was NXT Women's Champion, for a very brief time, they tried to call it the NXT Championship. So they tried to take women's out of it. And it didn't last that long. I remember it not even lasting that long. Because at that time, I'm like, okay, I knew at least around like 2017, 2018, they're going to start introducing all this other stuff that all the other genres in mainstream media and in mainstream entertainment have already done, which is introducing this new weird culture of trying to change stuff for no fucking reason. And this is another one of those examples. Why take the word women's out of the women's championship? I know a lot of people are split down the middle on this one. I know a lot of people, they don't really care what it's called. They don't really, at the end of the day, does the name really matter? I get it. But we're talking about identity here. We're talking about, for the longest time, you have to separate genders, right? Now, I know they have like intergender titles and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about specifically in WWE. There has always been the Women's Championship, the Divas Championship, then back to the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. The Women's Tag Team Championships. You need something to differentiate the Women's Championship from the Universal title or from the world title. I know there's different names, but at the same time, fam, you can't walk around saying, I'm the SmackDown champion. But that's what's going to happen. Let me not identify with women anymore. Like, fam, what are you talking about? Now, I'm not going to say that I'm surprised that this is being brought up. Because, again, like I said, a couple years ago, it was brought up. A couple years ago, they tried this whole method of, let's not say the word women for some stupid-ass reason. I never thought that it would be coming from Ronda Rousey. I will say that. I will say I'm very surprised that this is coming from Ronda Rousey. Because Ronda Rousey does seem kind of like a traditional female, a traditional woman. She seems like she identifies herself as a woman. Now, I'm not going to sit here and... I wonder what Ronda Rousey identifies with. Does she identify with a woman? What are her pronouns? I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I think no matter who it was, whether it was Ronda Rousey, whether Nyla Rose was going to leave AEW and then come to WWE and try and push this shit, but we knew that this sort of, for a lack of a better word, agenda, okay? Well, I'll use that for now. We knew that this agenda was going to make its way back into mainstream pro wrestling, amongst other things.
It's just a bunch of people who are fucking transplants. They're trying to escape shitty-ass fucking Ohio, or wherever the fuck that they're from.
So, do we really need to change the women's championship name? No. I do believe that we need to differentiate between SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships. I do believe that one should be a world championship and the other one should be like I don't know. This whole having two titles thing is crazy anyways. Making it one championship, I think taking the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships and making it into one Women's World Championship, because they don't even call it the Women's World Championship. They just call it the SmackDown Women's Champion, Raw Women's Champion. While AEW has the AEW Women's World Champion, or World Women's Champion, whatever they call it. But it does have it does pack a little bit of punch when it comes off your tongue, right? It's the Women's World Champion. And then you have the Women's TBS Champion, which is like their mid-card title, which is smart. But in WWE, they have two Women's World Champions. And then on top of that, they're just called Raw and SmackDown. So if Ronda Rousey wanted to change the name of the Women's Championships, change the name from Raw and SmackDown to something else. Take the Raw and SmackDown out of it. But to try and take the identification of women out of it, fam, what are you talking about? Because if WWE doesn't change this now, I really hope that they don't take the name women out of it. But we know that sooner or later it's going to happen. Sooner or later it's going to be enough of quote-unquote women that are going to be rallying, coming together and saying, we need to take women out of it. It needs to be, I don't know. It needs to be inclusive. I don't fucking know. But yeah, look, man, I just want to throw this out there to you guys. This ended up coming across my timeline, and I was like, there's no way in hell that Ronda Rousey, of all people, is trying to take women out of women's wrestling. At least the word women out of women's wrestling. For the longest time, I thought that she was a traditional woman. But it seems like, to me, Ronda Rousey has other agendas afoot. But anyways, man, let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments. I already gave you guys my opinion on this. I think that Ronda Rousey should probably not go this route and trying to get rid of women out of women's wrestling, but rather should be trying to get rid of Raw and SmackDown out of the women's World Championships. But anyways, man, hit that like and that subscribe. I got more videos coming to y'all. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell as well. It's your boy Corn, TFS Pod, and I am OUT.
Oh, don't break kayfabe, Ronda. It's scripted. It's made up. It's not real. None of those bitches can fucking touch me. The end.